Welcome CSEC scholars, welcome back to another live class. Tonight we're going to be looking at area of the triangle. Now, okay, area of the triangle is something that comes under trigonometry and is something you need to master in order to solve certain problems in trig. All right, so we're going to get right up, but before I do that, let me play the schedule of classes that we have. 5 live PEP classes per week and 6 live CSEC classes per week. Here's the schedule. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, important question. Have you gotten a math problem wrong because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC math. We're going to look at the common errors, demystify everything, watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Hello scholars. I know that times when students get wrong in mathematics is because of one single error or one mistake. Well, this is absolutely true. And we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we certainly avoid making them. Are you? Okay, scholars, take my hand and let's go. I want to welcome my studio crew on screen with me. We have Imani, John, Amari, and
yes.
welcome, scholars.
Good night, miss.
Good night.
Night, miss.
Good night. All right. So we're looking at a topic tonight, area of the triangle. And there isn't just one way for finding the area of the triangle. There are actually, at this level, we're going to be learning about 3 different methods. So remember, this is our formula class. On a Thursday, we look at the different formulas and shortcuts that we can use. So that we're going to look at 3 different formulas that we can use to find the area of a triangle. So let's look at them. I'm going to share my screen now. So sharing my screen. Area of the triangle. Let me check if it's showing now. So there we have it, area of a triangle. Most persons are familiar with the form half base times height. And by that we mean the perpendicular height. Perpendicular height would be the distance from the top of the triangle or the apex or the vertex up here straight down to the base of the triangle. That is the perpendicular height. A common mistake that persons make when they are calculating the area of the triangle is to use one of the oblique sides. No, you can't do that. That's not the height. This is not the height. This is not the height. This is not the height. The side that the triangle sits on is the base. The height is the distance from the base to the top of the triangle. The height meets the base at right angles. So there's a 90-degree angle between where the height comes down and touches the base. So once you have established correctly what the base is, what the height is, to find the area of the triangle, you multiply the base times the height and find half of that. All right. Now there are a number of ways this can present itself. So here we have again half base times height, or BH over 2, base times height divided by 2. So this is another way of saying half of the product. You can actually write out the half times whatever the height is, or just put times height over 2. It's the same thing. So this can present itself in a number of ways, and I want to show you. So if we're given a right angle triangle, like in this case, it's clear here that the height is the vertical side and the base is the horizontal side, right? That is pretty clear. But suppose it's not a right angle triangle. If it's a scalene or isosceles or equilateral triangle, we still have to establish what the height is. So it might mean you have to actually draw in that line from the top to the base and see if there's any way, if you're not given that height, see if there's any way you can find that height based on what you are given. Because you will definitely need it if you're going to use this formula, the half base times height formula. Again, here we have a scalene triangle, 3 different lengths. This is not the height. This is not the height. The height is the distance from the top to the base. So you have to find some way of calculating that height, and then you multiply it by the base and divide it by 2. So let's start off by working some problems. All right, so let's start with a simple one. We have a right angle triangle, not drawn to scale, and we're pretending the lines are straight. So we see the box in the corner there that tells us angle triangle. So let's say this is 30 meters. This is 25 meters. All right. Imani, how would you find the area of that triangle?
Okay, miss. So the area of a triangle is a plus. Sorry, base base half base times height. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, miss. So the base of the triangle is 25 meters. Oh, yeah, 25 meters. And we have to find the height, miss. So, um, we use Pythagoras' theorem to find the
All right. So what do we do to find the height then?
miss. So, we would use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
All right. So we're using Pythagoras' theorem, a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared to find the height. So what do we put now?
Okay, miss. So, we're going to put in the values that we know. So,
Mhm.
a squared plus
So let's say this
25.
is A, then this is A,
Okay, miss.
and this is B,
Yes, miss.
and this is C. So one B,
Okay, so we're going to find b by putting. So A is 25, so it would be 25 squared
mm-hmm,
plus B squared equals 30 squared.
mm-hmm,
So miss, I'm going to, sorry, subtract A squared from both sides. So it would be 30 squared minus 25 squared.
mm-hmm,
Means 30 squared is 900 and 25 squared is 625. So 900 minus 625 is 275. And now we're going to find the square root of 275 to find what B's measurement is.
okay.
So
And
900 is 900 minus 625 is 275. And the square root of 275 is 16.5.
all right, so B is 16 meters. All right, so so like we can put that in 16.5 meters.
Okay,
All right,
miss.
so now that we have found the height, now that we have found the height, we can work the area, right?
Yes, miss. So it would be 25
Okay.
times 16.5 over um times a half. So 25 times
So
16.5.
base times height is 25 times 16.5 divided by 2.
Yes, miss.
Now
So
how
that
much
would be
does that give?
412.5 divided by 2, and that would give us 206.25 meters squared.
So that's what, 206.5,
Yes, miss. 0.25 meters. Yes, miss.
and its area, so it's in square. So that's meters squared. All right. All right, SR.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so let's find the area of this. Find the area of that
So
triangle.
to find the
You have something
base,
playing in your background, Asar? You have
Yeah.
something playing in the back.
Yeah, my
Could you
brother is
turn that?
playing something. It's not me.
Oh, oh. All right, go ahead.
So to find the base, we need to use Pythagoras' theorem,
Mm-hmm.
which states that the base is equal to
Mm-hmm.
c squared minus b squared is equal to a
So
squared.
the base squared is equal to 11 squared minus 9 squared. Okay. So what would that give?
So 11 squared, wait, do you have 11 squared is 121 minus
Mm-hmm.
81.
Mm-hmm.
So x squared is equal to 40. So x is equal to the square root of 40. So x is equal to 6.3
What's the unit?
meters.
Meters. Is it meters?
Yes, miss.
All
And
right.
then, so we plug in the 6.3 into the triangle.
Into the triangle. So we need to find the area, which is base times height over 2. So we just found the base of the triangle is 6.3. This triangle is turned upside down, but you can imagine if you were to turn it the other way, the x would it will be sitting on the x. So that is the base. Or it could be sitting on the 9, in which case the x would be the height. It really doesn't matter because this is a multiplication property here. All right, so we would
So
have what times what?
6.3 multiplied by 9
So 6.3 meters. Why not the 11?
because the 11 isn't the height.
So 11 news and not the height. Or 6.3 times 9.
56.7.
And what is the unit?
Meters.
So 56.7 meters. Meters.
Yes,
Its
miss.
area. Area is
But,
measured in what? Square units. So that's
miss,
meters
we have to
squared.
find the, we have to divide it by 2.
Oh yes, I forgot we didn't divide by 2. All right, so divide by 2. It's
And
already
then
meters
we'll,
squared anyway, because these two meters times each other. All right. So just divide by 2 now and give me the figure.
28.35 meters squared.
All right, so 28.35 meters squared. All right, thank you. John, you're up.
Okay.
All right, John, what's the area of the shaded part?
It's the shaded part. She's shading it now. Oh, this is actually so good. This isn't there next one? Next. No, this is it.
Huh? What's the area
There's
of the
a-
shaded part, the triangle?
Let me explain it to her. Yes, miss, I don't know.
All right, you want to help him?
Yes, miss. So there are two ways it can be worked, but miss, we could find the area of the whole thing and then divide it
What's
by
the whole
two.
thing? What shape is the whole thing?
Miss, a square. Oh no, a
Square.
rectangle. Rectangle. Sorry, I just realized.
Okay. All right, so
Yes,
we could find the area of the rectangle and do what?
miss, and um divide it by two.
Okay.
Miss, so the
So
area
that
of
will be what?
miss the area of
So the area
rectangle.
of the rectangle
So that would be 14
is
times
what?
8.
Length times width, right?
Yes, miss, and that would give us
Length times width.
84.
And the triangle is half of the rectangle.
Yes, miss.
So
So
that
you
will
have
be
to
14 times 6
times 6 divided by 2.
divided by 2. So 2 into that 7. So it will be 7 times 6, right?
Yes, miss. Which is
Or
42.
what's the other way?
Miss, the other ways that we could um find the we could just use the right angle triangle since the
Mhm.
parallel sides in a rectangle are equal. The base would be 14 meters. So
Okay, so this is also 14,
yes, miss.
right? So focus on the triangle,
Yes, miss.
half base times height.
Yes,
All
miss.
right, so that will
So
be half
half
6 times 14.
yes, miss.
And 3 times 14.
Miss, 3 times 14 is 42 meters
Okay, so
squared.
42 meters squared. All right, let's go next formula for finding the area of the triangle. We actually have two formulas here, but we're going to focus on the top one for a while. Half AB sine C. Right. Half A times B times C. So what this means is if you have a triangle and you don't know the height, there's just no way of knowing the height, right? But you know an angle, so let's say 40 degrees, you know the angle. And let's say you know this is 10 centimeters and this is centimeters. So this is when you know an angle and you know the two sides that the angle lies between. You can use the formula half AB sine C. So you can assign the letter A and B to either of the sides once they have the angle between them. So to be half times 8 times 10 of the angle. So to be sine 40. So you just use your calculator, three figure tables if you still have one, to find the sine of 40 degrees What's the sine of 40 degrees? Check that for me. The sine of 40 degrees.
Miss 0.64.
We can cancel 2 into 1, 28, 4. We can actually 4 here. And it says 0 point what?
0.64, miss.
0.64. All right, so multiply out for me.
Okay, miss. So, miss, we don't
So
need the
it's
half
half
since
and
we
it
can
says,
put it out.
right. So 2 into that. And we can actually times this by the 10, which is 6.4. So it's really 2 times 6.5.
Wait, miss. Miss, why are we canceling the half again? We already cancelled it with the 8 times 10 times sine 40.
You know, you just tell me if you cancel the half.
No, miss, I said we don't need to
Oh,
cancel
that's
the
what you
half.
meant. Oh, you meant that
Yeah,
I shouldn't have it here to begin with.
yes,
Oh,
miss.
okay. All right. So
4
it's
times
4
10
times
times
10.
10.
So 4
0.6.
times 6.4 then.
Yes, miss. And 4 times 6.4 would give you 25.6.
All right. Units.
Yes, miss. Unit. Centimeter squared.
May I ask you for the unit? All right. Centimeters square. All right. Let me give Asar one to work and then John one to work. So Asar, this is yours. So I have, so let's say that's 20 degrees. That's 48 centimeters. And this is 60 centimeters. All right, Asar, find the area of this triangle. That's a 0. 60 centimeters.
Half times A times B
So area equals
half AB
half
sine C
B
small
sine of
c.
C. And the C would be the angle in between them. All right. So
So
what do
the
we do?
area is equal to half of 48 times then
So
times
half
60.
times 48. Lord have mercy. Times 60
Times
times what?
sine of 20.
All right. So on the calculator, you're going to punch in sine. And let's see, we can cancel the 2 and the 48.
Then we
We get,
cancel the 2 and the 30. Okay.
huh?
Never mind.
All right. So what's the sine of 20?
0.34.
So we have 24 times 60 times 0.34. All
Yes, miss.
right, work those out for me. Work those out for me.
They work out to 489 me 489.6 meters squared.
All right. Thank to Asar. John, try this one for me.
Miss, can you hear me? Miss, can you hear me?
Huh?
Yeah.
Miss, I
Yeah,
was
man.
asking if you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, I'm hearing you.
Miss, does it have to be that big? No,
Huh?
Miss.
Um. All right, John. Find the area of this triangle for me.
Oh, what? Miss, where is the? Don't worry, Miss, don't worry. I found it. ZM.
Hmm.
Miss, what's the Z? What's
It's
Miss? What
21.
is?
John is a two. Don't
Oh,
call my two a Z. How dare you?
Miss, it does this. Miss, it doesn't look like I'm cool.
It's a perfectly good two.
Eden's.
All right. So tell me how you going to find that.
Miss, Miss, it has to be in. Miss, the numbers have to be inside the green side of it, right, Miss?
The numbers have to be inside what?
No, Miss, the numbers have to be between the degree, Miss. And
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
well, Mr. Fawanu, Miss, I don't know how to write this one. Miss, you keep on giving me the hard one.
Yeah, because I like to challenge you, John. All right, big sister to the rescue.
Okay, Miss. So, okay. So the angle has to be in between two lengths, and well,
Mm-hmm.
they're two. Sorry. So they're not together. So we could use Pythagoras' theorem to find the side that we
Yeah.
don't.
Okay, so that's one way we could do it. But suppose we want to use half AB sine C.
Oh, we can find the missing angle in the triangle. Okay.
All right, so we can find this angle.
Yes, Miss.
How would we find it?
Miss, we would say 20 degrees plus 90 degrees plus, let's name the angle x. Being spicy. Gives you
20 plus
equals
90.
180 degrees. Yes, Miss.
The 20 plus 90 would give what? 110.
110, Miss.
And then take out from the full 180.
Miss, and that the angle would be 70 degrees.
Okay.
So now that we have that angle, we can
So
use the
now that
AB
we
signs.
find this angle, all right, so the area would be
Half AB
half
signs. See?
A B sine C. In what times, what times, what times, what times?
So, Miss, it would be half 30 times 21 sine 70. So the sine of 70 is.
Okay.
So the sine of 70 is 0.93.
Give me four decimal, please.
Okay, Miss. 9396.9396.
Okay.
So now
And into 30 goes 50.
so into that goes 15 times, yes, Miss. And 15
It's 15
times
times.
21. Yes, Miss, which is
Okay.
350.
So what's the final answer?
So 315 times 0.9396. Miss, that would. Wait, I think I did something wrong. 315. Miss, that would give you
15
200
times
and.
21
Oh, 15 times 21 is 315.
times 0.9396.
Yes, miss, that would give you 29 point. Sorry, 295.974 meters squared.
All right, so 295.9 meters square. All right, to look at the last formula for finding the area of the triangle. And Heron's formula. So where you have a triangle with side A, side B, side C, um, Heron's formula said you're to find the semi-perimeter first. So, semi means half. So the semi-perimeter means you add the three sides to get the perimeter and then divide that by 2. When you get the semi-perimeter, you are going to plug it into this formula. That means you put a semi-perimeter here, you subtract each side from the semi-perimeter, and you're going to multiply those answers by each other and find the square root. So Heron's formula is quite tedious. It's not difficult, but it's tedious. It has many steps. But this is what you have to do if you don't know the height and you don't know any angles, or you don't know the angle between the two sides. So this is like a last resort. When you know the three sides of the triangle, but it's not a right angle triangle, so one of the sides isn't the height, and you don't know the perpendicular height, and you don't know the angle. So you can resort to Heron's formula. So let's revise the steps. You add all the sides to get the perimeter and divide by 2 to get the semi-perimeter. Then you're going to subtract each side from the semi-perimeter. And when you get those answers, multiply all of them together with the semi-perimeter and then find the square root. When you think of it, it's easy, it's just that it's many steps, right? So I'm gonna give each of one to
Wait, miss, can
do.
you
Is
go back,
Amari
please?
with us?
No,
No.
miss, he's
Is
sleeping.
Amari
Miss,
with
could
us?
you go back, please? I'm trying to rewrite the
All
formula.
right.
I'm trying to.
Okay, well, write it off. Write it off.
Okay, miss.
So the first thing you do is to find the perimeter.
Yes,
So you
miss.
add all three sides. Then you divide by 2 to get the semi-perimeter, half of the perimeter. So that
Yes, miss.
that semi-perimeter, yes, you notice in the bracket you're subtracting A from it, you're subtracting B from it, you're subtracting C from it. So you
Yes, miss.
subtract each of the sides from the semi-perimeter. So you're going to end up with 3 answers there. Multiply those 3 answers by each other. That's what the brackets mean. We're multiplying them by each other.
Yes, miss.
Also by the semi-perimeter. And finally, we find the square root.
Miss, the
All right, so
seven.
let me know when you're finished writing
Miss,
that
the
off.
seven perimeter, miss. Miss, do you mean the
Huh?
seven perimeter? She said seven perimeter. Oh, why is it seven?
S means semi-perimeter in this formula.
Okay, miss, I wrote it down.
All right, so Imani, you're going to start.
Yes, finally.
All right, so here's your triangle.
Miss, why
You
don't you
don't
give
know
me
the
my
height. You know
camera?
the, This is 50 meters. This is 43 meters. This is 31 meters. Not drawn to scale, and these probably don't add up, but here we go. Right?
Yes,
I'm
miss.
just I'm just picking some numbers out of thin air. All right, so how would we find the area of that triangle?
So, miss, we would add the sides to get the perimeter. So, 50 plus
So the
43
perimeter is 50
plus 43
plus
plus 31.
43 plus
Miss, and that would give us
31, and that gives what?
124. And now we're going to find the
Okay,
same perimeter, which
124.
so the
124
same
what?
124 meters.
All right, that's the perimeter.
So,
So the
yes, miss, and
semi-perimeter then would be
miss six. So uh, we divide 124 by 2, which would give us 62.
okay. So the perimeter is 62
So
meters.
now,
Or go from here. Where do we
now
go
we're going to
from here?
set out or square rooting. So
Area
62,
is the square root of
the square root
62
of times
times
62 minus 50 times 62 minus
6250,
43 and 62
60
minus
minus 40,
3 and 62 minus
40.
31. Yes, miss, 43.
All right.
So now
So
we're
I'm
going
gonna
to
need to extend my square.
oh no, I understand this.
All right. All right. Next,
Miss, we're going to find the values of the 62 minus
so
50,
square root
43, and
of
31. So square root of
62
62 times
times
8, because 62 minus
8
50 is 8. Also
times
62 times 19 and 62
19
times
times.
31.
All right.
So now we're going to multiply
So
all.
8 is
So we're
all
going.
right. So multiply all of those.
So that would give us 44,712. And now we're going to multiply 62 by 4,712. And that would
Oh, I
give
thought you
us.
did all of it. Then I go ask you if I had a little bit of number there. Okay, so
Oh, no,
multiply all
miss.
of them
Okay, miss.
and get
So
what?
we get 220, sorry, 292,144. And we're going to find
All
the
right,
square root.
find the square root of that
Yes, miss.
to get the area.
So the area is 540.5 meters squared.
So 540. So the unit
Miss John just pointed out that one of the numbers is wrong. For
wrong.
the for 62 minus 50, so I'm going to have to redo the thing. Me.
Oh, that would have been 12.
12. Yes, miss.
You
So,
worked it as 60 minus 52.
no, miss, I worked it as 60 minus 8. I got the wrong digit when I
No,
subtracted.
60 minus 52. That's how you got the 8.
Oh, yes, miss.
All right, so let me erase these two numbers here.
Okay, so let's redo this. 12 times 19 times 31, and that would give you 7,068. And 62 times 7,068 would give you 438,216.
So 438,
216.
201.
Yes, miss. So now the square root of that is 661.9 meters squared. So you find the square root or you just find the sign? I found the square root, there's no sign in it. Okay.
661.9. Right?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
This is it, my
Thank
turn?
you, Imani. And thank you, John. It's Asar's turn. I'm
Oh,
not going to give you any difficult one, John. I'm just giving you a regular one this time.
no, miss, I want a difficult one. Alright,
It can be
miss, I
more
want a difficult
difficult. All
one.
you need, you know the lengths of three sides. This is when we use Heron's formula, right?
Yes, miss, I want a difficult one.
So, so
Oh,
you're
so
not
how
going to
you
be
want
any
it?
more difficult.
Miss, I want it
And like I
difficult.
said, this is not drawn to scale. I don't know if these numbers would add up. I'm just picking some numbers out of the air for the benefit of working the formula. All right, so Asar, your turn. Find the area. Asar,
Miss, it looks like he's backstage or he got kicked off. Not kicked, he got
uh,
removed for whatever reason by his Wi Fi. No, you're not.
Okay,
all
so
right, Asar, go
you
ahead.
first thing you have to do is find the semi-perimeter. So 10
First,
plus
find the
15 plus
perimeter.
22.
Find the perimeter. All right, so 15 plus 10 plus, and that is what?
47.
Are you sure? This give 32 plus 15.
37.
No, man. This is 32 plus 15. That's 47. Am I right? Am I right?
Oh yeah,
Right or wrong? Okay.
you're right.
All right. Okay. So now the semi-perimeter would be what?
47 divided by 2.
So 47 divided by 2, which is
23.5
23.5. What's the unit?
meters.
All right. What do I do next?
Then you use the formula.
All
The
right. So
area
Heron's
is
formula,
equal to
the square root of,
the square root of the semi-perimeter
which is 23.5,
times the semi-perimeter minus a
So 23 minus 15 times
20 times 23.5
semi-perimeter
minus 10
minus 10 times the semi-perimeter
23.5 minus c.
minus 22, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so what will all of that give me now? So area equals the square root of, so we write back this 23.5. So tell me what you get in the brackets when you subtract.
8.5
All right, so 8.5 for the first subtraction.
for the second one, you get 13.5
13.5 times,
times 1.5
all right, so when you multiply those now, you get what? Multiply all four of them.
you get 475.875
So the square root of 475
and 75.875
are
875.
the square root of that. Find the square
What was the number again?
475.875.
The square root is 21.8
What's the
meters
unit?
squared.
Meters squared. All right, thank you, Asar. So John will do the final one.
It's the hardest one, right?
It doesn't get any harder than this for Heron's formula, John.
I seriously. Weren't you complaining that it was too hard a second ago? I know, but no one wants hard.
Harder. Oh, da, 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 da. All right, John, let me try to give you something harder.
Yay!
All right, let me try to give you something harder. Okay.
Let's go team! Let's go team!
All right, John, find the area of this part of the shape, this triangle here.
Okay, miss. Okay. Someone's going to use Heron's formula. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yes, miss. Well, miss, first we're going to see that the triangle is cut into a half, miss, so the other side would also be 13 or 12 centimeters.
The other side will be 13. What makes you say that?
Miss,
The,
miss, because it's cut into half, miss. Triangle is
the
cut into half.
12 is from here to here.
Miss,
The
who?
12 is just from there to there.
Oh, yeah,
That's the base of
yeah,
this triangle.
yes, miss. So it'd be a
But you
half
don't know
inch.
if it's cut into half. They didn't. It doesn't have to be half. They didn't tell you anything like that.
Okay. So
We
miss,
didn't see any. We didn't see any strokes on this to say this is equal to that.
no, miss. Mr. Pythagoras' theorem.
Imani, are you telling him what to do?
No, miss.
No, miss.
I'd rather
Because
not.
he asked for challenge, so I'm giving him challenge. All right, go ahead, John.
Okay, miss, so we're going, miss. Oh yeah, don't worry, miss. So we're going to do. Miss, so we're going to use Pythagoras' theorem.
This is so fun. This is crazy.
Hmm.
Okay, so miss, the third thing would be. Miss, the formula for Pythagoras' theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So you're finding this side, right?
Yes, miss.
This.
Yes, miss. I'm supposed to find out that side.
All right. So how would we find that side?
Miss, with the Pythagoras' theorem.
Go ahead. What times? What times? What times? What times? What?
Okay, miss, let me be okay. So miss, let me 13 centimeters squared plus two
Hmm.
plus 12. Oh wait, miss, is 13 meters squared plus 12 meters squared, miss, which is equal to
Are you
x.
sure? Why would I be plusing and this is a short side and a long side?
Oh,
I have the hypotenuse. I want one of the short side. I'm to subtract, not add.
yes, miss, so minus 12 meters squared.
So x squared equals
Miss, x squared is equal to um uh, 169 minus 144.
mhm,
Okay,
okay,
miss, and then you're going to subtract, miss.
which is what? Which is
Miss,
what?
that is 25, miss, that's 25.
All right.
Miss, and then you're going to find the
So
square
x
root of
equals
25. Yes, miss, then you're going to find the square root of 25. It's 5.
which is what?
Miss, 5.
What's the unit?
5 meters squared.
5 meters, not meters squared. All right. So where do we go from here now? We want the area of the shaded triangle.
Okay, miss. Miss, so we're going to use the 5, miss, in the equation. So miss, would be 13
Uh-huh.
plus 12 plus 5.
So the perimeter would be 13, 12 plus 5,
Yes.
and that is what?
Miss 30 and miss 30 divided by 2 is 15. So the semi perimeter is 15.
Perimeter is perimeter is 30 divided by 2, which is
16.
that's 15. What's the unit?
Miss meters. 15 meters.
All right, what's the next step?
Okay, miss, the next step would be putting all the sides of putting all the sides in the equation. Then you subtract them.
All right, so area would be the area would be Heron's formula. So the square root of the semi-perimeter was what? 15
Yes, miss.
times what?
Miss 15 Miss. 15 times 13, Miss.
Minus 15 minus 13.
Oh, yes, Miss. Minus 13.
All right. Times
Times 15 minus 12
mhm, times.
times 15 minus 5.
Okay. All right. Next.
Okay, Miss.
So we write back to square root. Square
Yes,
root
Miss.
of 15 times what?
Miss 15. Miss, 15. Oh, yes, Miss. 15 times 2. 15 times 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss will be 15 times 3.
Times 3.
And then 15 times 10.
Okay. Times 10. All right. So that gives what?
Miss 900.
900. And the square root of 900.
And the square root of 900 is 30.
What's the unit?
30 meters, Miss.
For area?
Oh, Miss meters squared.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
John.
that's Miss. Welcome. Absolutely.
All right. So we're done. Everybody got a chance to flex their mathematics muscles. Thank you, scholars, for joining me. Remember tonight, so
Thank
we
you, Miss.
have our midnight oil class at 12 midnight to go and take. You want to say our philosophical statement, John? Has departed the building.
Miss, you went to help Zane.
You want to say it for me, Imani?
Okay, Miss. We're not just solving math problems, we're changing lives.
You forgot to say, don't forget.
Sorry, don't forget.
You have to
Don't
say it the
forget.
way Amari says it.
Don't forget. We're not just telling. Oh, we're not just solving. We're not just solving math problems,
Start over.
we're changing lives.
Start over. You're not doing Amari justice. Start
Oh,
over
okay.
for me.
Don't forget. We're not just solving math problems, we're changing lives.
All right. He would be proud of you this evening.
Yes.
All right. So get a little dose, get a little shut eye, and come back at 12 midnight, okay?
Yes, Miss.
For the multiple choice, the CSEC multiple choice, or the paper one past paper. We're gonna do 60 questions. So John, take care. Bye Asar, bye Imani. See you later.
Bye. See you later, Miss.
All right. Take
Bye,
care,
miss.
loves. Bye.
Cheerio.
See you at midnight. See you at midnight.
Pip, 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 pip. Au revoir. Bonne nuit.
Hello CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of others have. Now in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make with all the topics in CSEC. We're going to look at common errors, demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Hello, know that most times students get problems wrong in mathematics is as one single error or one mistake. Well, that's absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand.